Hey guys, welcome to a new video. Today I'm gonna talk about how I feel about some stuff that happened some time ago. By the way, you guys are insane. Like 2 days ago I had 21 subscribers and in not even 20 hours I had over 70. Like right now I'm at 72 subscribers, so I really thank you for that. And 51 subs in such a short time has never happened to me before. Seriously, this is ridiculous. I love you for that. Also, thank you for 2,191 likes on Amino. This means so much to me. And wow. And over 100 people have commented on this post as well. It was such a good feedback that I got, and wow, just wow. I even recorded a small video which you can see now. Random screeching for the win, I would say. So let's get back to the topic. Some time ago my sister visited us, and with us I mean me and my family, you know. And we talked about how everything goes on for her and so on. Okay, not with me exactly, but with my parents, so yeah. But I can tell you, before she left, she came into my room and randomly started small talk, which is a normal thing we do. And sometimes we don't know what to say, then we are quiet, and then somebody just is like, "Hey, how are you? Hey," and myself, no wait. So we talked for a while. After some time, she goes like, "Hey, you're gonna be uncle again, by the way." Wait, what? I'm gonna be uncle again? What? No way. And I stared at her with surprise, obviously, and I was skeptical at first, like, why should she be pregnant already? She left like 3 months earlier and got a new apartment. She's 19 years old and she will already have a child, like, what? I mean, I don't really have a problem with it, but I mean, hey, she's living alone for 3 months now and she doesn't really have any experience, or no, I don't think she knows much about handling financial stuff, if you know what I mean. And I think it's a little bit early, but hey, it's her life. She needs to know what she's doing and why she's doing it. So I was in my bed, laying down, staring at her. Then after some time, I just said, "Okay." And then she just started to laugh and said goodbye, like, goodbye. And then she left, obviously. I mean, I'm happy for her that she'll get a baby and that it's gonna be the first nephew that I'm able to see in real life. But yeah, like, I have our other sister that ran away from home earlier and I haven't seen her for years, literally. So, I don't have any contact with that nephew. But what I know, it's a girl. I don't know what to talk about anymore. So here's a random story that happened to me in the last school week. So at Monday we went to go stand-up paddling and the weather just sucked. Like, it was cold and windy and it even started to rain. Like, hey. So my class met at the lake and almost everyone already wore their clothes for going to swim, you know. Except me. I needed to fully change my clothes and everyone was staring at me like... They stared at me like this is something they have never done before. Like, what the why are they doing that? It felt so awkward at that moment, which is understandable, I think. And after I was done changing clothes, we went to get those boards and paddles and then we went into the water. Everyone except one guy struggled to get into the water and one even managed to get a cramp in one of his legs. Like, hey, I'm just gonna cramp. Hey. And we needed to go all the way up to the waist, so rip male human beings and other male animals, you know. Then at first we learned how to get onto this thing and paddle around while kneeling on this thing. Like, it was easy, and then we went into the deep water. And we did stuff like going around some obstacles as well as jumping on the board, turning around 90 degrees. So we are on it like we're skating or something like that. Like, this was still easy, but after some time we needed to do a handstand on that board, and this was really funny. Like, 10 or 15 people fell into the water. We are 19, by the way. And I managed to do this, and I even managed to don't fall into the water, which is a good thing, I guess. And then the trainer was like, hey, everyone that is dry will get wet, and then they tried to push everyone that is dry into the water, like 2 people. Me and a girl. And when they tried to push me, I somehow managed to push someone else into the water and jump onto a different board that was like 50 centimeters away, and I did not fall into the water. I just stood on this, and then they pushed me into the water, and oh my god, it was so cold. I instantly froze. And then when you needed to get onto the board again, you will just die because it's way too cold. It felt like minus 2000 degrees Celsius, so rip. And yeah, after some time we needed to make groups of 2 and more people that go onto one single board. And since I got nobody, I got grouped up with one girl. And at first everything went fine, and we did all the stuff we needed to do. Then she just gave me the pedal and asked me if I could go into the water because she wanted to try doing the handstand again. So after I went into the water, holding both pedals and only being able to swim with my legs, she kept trying it for about 5 minutes, and those 5 minutes were really long and almost dangerous because I got tired after some time and my legs almost gave up, so my head went straight underwater for a moment. And when I came up again with my, when my head was over the water again, someone even asked me if I was drowning. Me obviously saying no, and then I tried swimming to the board and almost failed. This was really close. And when I reached the board, I instantly gave her the pedal and grabbed the other side of the board, and I pulled myself onto it and breathed heavily, oh my god, this was so hard. And when I was on the board, I was so happy that I don't need to swim anymore. I was just sitting on this board for 10 minutes doing absolutely nothing. Just nothing. And we were, the trainer said we should do our stuff on our own. After some time he just said, hey, we're gonna make a 5 minutes break now, so rest for that moment, and So we went to the beach thingy that killed our feet, and then we were resting for a short moment and drank something. We talked to each other in the class, and after this 5-minute break was over, the trainer was like, hey, we're gonna make a tour around the fucking lake. Fun fact, it wasn't around the lake, but it was more like going through the lake. So yeah, still was 2.5 kilometers. And then everyone went back to the water and grabbed their boards, again struggling to get into the water. And lazy me, obviously, I sat onto the board, pedaled while sitting down, because it was way more comfortable and easier than standing up for the whole time. I went first because I did not want to get into the crowd of many people, which was really annoying. And after some time I slammed into each other, into someone else's board, and then we built we made a Fahrgemeinschaft, which basically means that we were pedaling this way that our boards are constantly touching, and we only had to pedal on one side, on our free side, and it was so much easier, and to be honest, it was even awesome. So yeah. After we arrived at the other side of the lake, we all just put the boards next to each other in the water, and then they made a challenge by running all over those boards without falling. Every 4th student was failing, and they looked hilarious when they fell into the water, ah! And it was kind of annoying too, because the boards were going, hey, goodbye, I don't want to be here anymore. And then it was my turn. Oh, by the way, everyone that made it, almost everyone that made it, cannonballed into the water, and then it was my turn. I managed to do this, almost failed, and then I dived into the water, with head first and that stuff. And I was lucky in that moment that I didn't hit my head, because the water was really shallow, and wow. Then after we are done with the challenge, we rested for 5 more minutes, and then we went back. And this was the most relaxing thing Like you were able to go as fast or as slow as you want. And all you heard was water, wind and the birds. And then the rain came. But I didn't care at this moment because, hey, I'm already cold for about 1.5 hours. So yeah. Me of course went first because I didn't want to be in that crowd again. And yeah. It was the most relaxing thing. Looking around, seeing water. Sometimes small humans because they were far away. Hearing birds, like I said, and seeing them. And yeah, then we arrived at the original place again, and then we gave everything back and, well, grabbed our stuff and leave. Like, I didn't even mind changing my clothes, so I went back with wet clothes. And while walking, my back, my shoulders, and weirdly enough, my ankles were hurting. So yeah. After I arrived at home, I obviously threw myself onto the bed and almost fell asleep. And yeah. I hope you enjoyed the video and goodbye. I guess.